A while ago, I found this most memorable item there. It's a website that I used to operate for mainly Japanese readers during my stay in Malaysia. I collected any data regarding Malaysia such as food, facility tours, prices, and social conditions in those days, mainly targeting at the healthcare industry including medical tourism of Malaysia. The data used to be open to my website in paid version. But along with the end of my study in Malaysia, I shut down the site and let it go at that. This time, I found the previous data is still on my Wix account. I could activate it again for the first time in 5 years. Due to the free version, I can't get rid of advertisement by Wix, but it appears there's no problem to view. There were some English posts on the right tab too. For your reference, I attached a link in the remarks column of this video. Among the contents of website, I found the result of survey regarding project of nursing home for Japanese elderly residents in Malaysia too. I participated in this project with Japanese elderly resident group there as my fieldwork while in Malaysia. I collected the data through the activity. I had to withdraw from the project for a personal reason at the end of my study in Malaysia, but I was burning with enthusiasm for it. Good old days. Hi, I'm Kecos. Welcome to my Samurai Japanglish vlog. Today's topic is a very specific one, so I'm not confident if it attracts you. The results of survey indicates how Japanese MM2H holders feel and what they request through their life in Malaysia. I strongly believe that you'll never get the data anywhere. Okay, let's find out. The slides consist of 20 pages, including this front page in total. This is titled The Result of Need Survey Regarding Long-Term Care Facility for the Elderly in Malaysia. The survey was conducted in March 2015 through the internet to the largest Japanese elderly group in Malaysia. We've got more than 400 respondents, and around 60% of them were men and the rest were women. Among the respondents, 50% replied that they have already held MM2H visa and also resided in Malaysia, but others answered that they have already held MM2H but still live in Japan, or they are still applying for MM2H. Age brackets of the respondents. Way back then, the retirement age in Japan was 60 years and had been gradually shifting to 65. You can clearly see that more than half of them were still the ages between 50 and 64. So, they were comparatively younger than average retirees and don't need any care at the moment. Hence, we should keep in mind that they answer the questions on the premise what they should provide for their old age. For your information, in Japan, there is long-term care insurance by the government and which is funded by the people over 40s. And they are mostly entitled to receive the nursing care at the age over 65. The period of stay in Malaysia. Most respondents stay in Malaysia within 3 years, although MM2H allows you to stay up to 10 years. The reason is that, in fact, most MM2H holders go back to Japan within 1 year after staying in Malaysia. You can check my previous video for the details. Next, it's about the spouse. Over 70% of them live with their spouse. Only 1 out of 10 live alone. About maid. More than 90% replied that there is no maid at home. In general, the Japanese feel reluctant to accept or invite someone into their house even if they are maids. Health condition. 55% said excellent, and 45% said mostly good. And then, next one is interesting. The question is, what will you do in the need of care? 38% said undecided. 1/4 said, I will go back to Japan, although I'm not confident if I can receive good care. 22% said, I wish I could live in Malaysia for the entire life, but the care system is not well established here yet. About 8% said, I will stay in Malaysia for the rest of my life. And finally, 7% said, I will go back to Japan because I could be cured in Japan if necessary. The subsequent question is those who chose, I wish I could live in Malaysia for the entire life, but care system is not well established here yet. I asked, what sort of system do you need? And the results were the following. Over half of them requested the provision program of long-term nursing care to them. It was way over the second choice system of medical service. Living costs for the future. This one includes the cost for their food, dwelling, and care service on conditions that their living area had 45 square meters. As a result, we observed that 1/3 of them selected the choice of up to 3,400 ringgit per person. I'm not so sure if you guys feel it high or low. Affordable living area including bathroom and kitchen. Also combined areas if they were married. Choice with 50 to 55 square meters has the largest among all. Generally, the Japanese residents in Malaysia are more likely to reside in bigger houses than their previous ones in Japan because they feel that it is emblematic of life in abroad. Acceptance to live with others. The half of them refuse to live with others in any situation. In my views, this trend highly differs in generations. Nowadays, more and more young people live single for their entire life and show more acceptance of living others such as shared residence. The young are good at drawing the line between private and public space in life compared with these respondents. Care service by non-Japanese. 2/3 of all showed wide acceptance to care service by expats in total. This trend has shown significant change in the past 10 years. From what I gathered, in the past, elderly people showed stronger refusal to care service by foreigners, along with the refusal by labor union of Japanese caregivers. They insisted that Japan not let the foreigners do their job because they are highly skilled workers. But seemingly, both Japanese care receivers and caregivers have changed their mind in the face of labor shortage of care workers. Types of necessary care service. Home health care comes first, followed by special nursing home for persons in need of intensive care and daycare. Also, the people need other type of residence such as condominium for the elderly, temporary residence in need of care, and group home for the persons with dementia. Application of national care insurance to the Japanese living overseas. As I mentioned to you, there's care insurance program in Japan, but it is applicable only in Japan. So, over 70% of the people wish the necessary cost of care to be covered by the insurance when they received it overseas. Finally, necessary service to be supplied in order of priority. The increase of number of Japanese doctors ranked top in priority, followed by the increase of Japanese nurses and social workers. In Japan, for a smoother system, major hospitals often centralize the inquiry desk, which receives consultation of medical expenses, complaints about medical staffs, care service after discharge, and so forth into a social worker. Actually, I do have a Japanese social worker certificate and found that the lack of social workers placement in hospitals is the main difference between two nations. That's all for today. I hope this information helps someone somewhere. Terima kasih kerana menonton. See you next time.